Hello! Alrighty, we are back again doing another foundation review. Twice in a week. Hopefully if I can get this video up. Yes, it is a Christmas miracle. I'm going to be showing 3 shades on my face really quickly. It's going to be Porcelain in 0.5, Fawn 4.0, and Sepia 7.2. Most likely Fawn will be the best match, but I'll just compare for you all so that you get a good idea. I have just moisturized my face very lightly with the Belief Aqua Bomb brightening serum, or vitamin C cream, sorry. Very light, absorbs in the skin, nothing sticky, it's all good. But before I put anything on, actually, I just want to show you an up close of the before. So this is still irritated. Hopefully that's going to get covered up. This formula looks very light, as in it's really liquidy, so I'm not sure how it's gonna do. I do generally like the more liquid formulas than I do the more thick ones, because that just means it's easier to go inside of my my textures. All the textures that can get inside of there. And that's what we're looking for today. Okay, now that you've seen all of that, I will be putting some of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream on this half of the face because I want to see if it does anything, to be honest. And then the other half I'm going to keep it bare. I honestly feel like primers don't do anything for me sometimes. Even though there's plenty of videos showing that it does kind of reduce the look of pores. It's just, they're always very zoomed in. So you're like, yes, there's a difference, but then who's really getting that close to your face, you know? I guess the guys and the gals that are going on first dates might care, I don't know. But my husband knows what my true face is at this point, so. Okie dokie, that's half of my face. Oh yeah, that's super liquidy. Yeah, we're just gonna coat it on so you can get a really good look. That's Porcelain. That's the shade I'm probably gonna use, Fawn, but it looks little more yellow. I do have yellow pink undertones, but that looks a little yellow. Like at that point I'd rather just use a neutral shade, you know? Last but not least, we do have Sepia that I will put right on my breakout. Oh, look at that, just covered up that breakout really beautifully. You know what, maybe I'm gonna mix Fawn and Sepia just for the sake of not having a disgustingly wrong shade on my face, that it's gonna skew my opinion on it. Yeah, this is them mixed together. How? That's way better. Like you can, right? Right, that's way better. Okay, we're gonna do that. I think I'm gonna have to give, at least for my textured skin, it looks like I like the sponge application side a little better. I usually like the brush because it's heavy, a little heavier, but this foundation, I know the foundation said it was gonna be full coverage, but just the consistency, it really reminded me of the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish liquid foundation. It's super watery. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna give it more like a medium coverage probably. So that was my assumption, but yeah, this is definitely a heavier, more full coverage foundation for sure. They were not kidding about that. But because it's so heavy and I don't wear heavy foundations anymore, I have begun to, I just think it looks artificial on my skin, okay? There's a lot of texture over here. So when you start coating it with a lot of like lots of layers, okay, or something more heavy, think of it like an unsanded wall. When you start putting paint over it, you're gonna start seeing the bumps get a little more amplified and a little more noticeable. Like you will, it's not gonna be smooth, okay? You had to have started with a smooth base for that. So the more paint you put on it, the more noticeable, the more like lumpy that you can start to see. So that's like the same concept, at least with my skin, that it almost looks like it's trying to go over the bumps by putting the liquid on it, but by doing that, it just, I don't know, it gives my my skin this texture that I don't like. Like almost as if we're trying to heal, maybe I got really badly burned and I'm trying to heal it, you know, make it more smooth like, but kind of looks like that in my opinion with this foundation, especially on this side because I use the brush, so heavier coverage, right? This side with the sponge, I just don't think it looks as bad. It looks more smooth, more natural. This side looks a little like I'm trying too hard. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So I'm going to go over this side with my sponge, kind of shear it out a little bit to a level that I like, to a more natural look. But I will say good full coverage. The redness is peeking through right over here, of course, from my little breakout, but it is a little raw. I feel like my scab or whatever skin flake that was on it kind of fell off, and that's why it's not as easy to cover. Okay, now let me just shear it out and then apply the rest of my makeup, and then we'll come back. And here we go. I put some Laura Mercier powder, blush, eyeliner, the Day to Night eyeshadow palette, Cool Tone from YT, simple and effective. And nothing on my lip, nothing on my eyebrows, because I'm just trying to see how this product's working, honestly, guys. Like, we're gonna keep it simple and not go crazy. And of course, gonna use my Scandinavia on my whole face because this has been good. And there you have it. Now we're gonna see how it lasts for 8 hours, because it does claim to be extraordinarily long wearing. We're gonna see. I have very oily skin. Yeah, I think it looks really nice. A little heavier than what I'm used to and what I usually do. But for being heavier, I prefer it more than the Estee Lauder Don't Wear foundation, which I used to wear every single day when I had really bad breakouts, okay? And my skin texture was not so bad. It was a lot of breakouts, but I was mainly trying to cover redness. So for that, it was really great. But now that I have an expansion after years, okay, of uncontrolled hormonal acne breakouts, my face is now I don't want to say wasteland, but it's a traverse landscape, let's just say, of different crevices and hills and craters. Oh, and it says it was a soft matte finish. Because I powdered, it is now soft matte, but I noticed it was still being kind of like, even in the dry down, it still had like a more skin-like quality to it. I'm not gonna go as far as to say it's any type of dewy, but definitely skin-like. Okay, that's all I had to say. I take a nap, but it is 4 to 5 hours later. So it's a little bit of oiliness coming out over here, but not nearly as much as how much came out when I tried the Good Apple KVD Balm Foundation, right? So pretty good, pretty good. Still noticing some great coverage. Honestly, I really don't notice a difference in my skin other than the oil coming through, and that's it. So I'm just gonna powder, touch up a little bit, as I would with regular foundation, but I wouldn't even powder at this level even. But I'll just do it just to keep it fresh again. Maybe just for half the face, yeah? And then I'll keep the other half untouched and I'll check back in 4 hours later. Also, I don't show the time anywhere. I'm telling the truth though, so like if you don't believe me, that's a you problem. Alrighty, see you 4 hours later at the 8-hour mark. Oh, and I also wanted to point out that my blush is still present on my face, and that's not just because of the spray, because with the KVD Good Apple foundation, the blush was already coming off, but I can still clearly see it on my face, and I still put the Scandinavia setting spray on, did the same stuff, but so much more visible still with this foundation. So good for putting additional stuff on, I guess, if you have highlighters and blushes and contour that you like to do. So here's my matte sided face, and this is the oily face. Okay, see ya. Well, I'll be damned. Look at that, you can still see the blush on my cheeks. It is not only 8 hours later, it is 9. Because you know how I am, I'm always like a little bit later than the time I say I'm gonna be here, but oh my god. You can tell this side's a little oily still because I didn't touch it up compared to this side. It's still a little more matte, but I mean, overall, not touching this side at all, I still think it's better than what my face looked like with some other more like dewy foundations. You know, it just melded with the product and it really became super slick and everything. But this, I'm not seeing any movement with the foundation for it being higher coverage. You'd think there'd be like more product to play around with to slip and slide on the face, but not only that, the fact that you can still see my blush on my face. I've barely seen any foundations that can work so well with my face type, my oily face, okay? But the blushes really don't stay on my face that long. I did not reapply the blush. That's just crazy. I did not expect it to be this good. Just $89. $89. I was like, if it's $60 range, and that's still a luxurious price, it's a high price sport foundation, I was like, I think I might get this. But it's $89. But let me tell you, at least it works. At least it lives up to it. At least it's not disappointing you. I kind of hoped it wouldn't be this good, to be honest, but look at it. I'm just gonna bring you up close. For being such a thick product, it's not even making the congealed, it's not settling in my pores and creating a concentrated mess in there. For it, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Of course, this is still poking through, but I'm saying the overall look on my face is still very uniform. There's not you don't see the streaks of it moving around on my face. And if I put more effort on and doing concealer and stuff, it'd be worth it because it wouldn't be slipping and sliding all over the product, and it wouldn't disappear, clearly. Let me just zoom you in. Maybe I moved around to see more redness over here, maybe the tip of my nose. But it's not obvious to me from being out here. And with other foundations, it is obvious, okay? I don't even need to zoom you in. Okay, gets a thumbs up from me. This was such a surprise because I have not heard a peep about any hype on this product online. It's not going viral or anything. It's something I organically got a sample of and am being impressed with right now. I went to the pool. I went on a walk around the town, okay? And yeah, I might have to pick this up for like longer events and things where I want to look a little more polished at. So 10 out of 10, thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll have some more reviews coming up, but whenever I find something good, I'm like, well, why do I need to look for anything else? But okay, there you go. Thank you. Bye.